On this episode, we use the new Lightning Lane Multipass, have lunch at Nomad Lounge, and try some flavors of Florida dishes before it's too late. Today's July 30th, 2024. This is episode 689 of the Main Street Magic Podcast.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts. Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Main Street Magic. I am your host, Jeremy Stein, and as always, I'm joined by my lovely wife, Rhonda.
Hey guys! Make sure you check us out on the web at mainstmagic.com, as well as follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at mainstmagic, and on TikTok at MSM Podcast.
If you want to be part of the community and join the conversation, in addition to live streams from the parks and our weekly live show, head to Facebook and search for the Main Street Magic community and ask to join.
And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday.
Planning a trip to Disneyland or Walt Disney World can be overwhelming and at times just downright frustrating. But don't worry, because Mouse Dining removes the frustration of booking Disney dining reservations, alerting you when they spot availability for your desired restaurant, date, meal, and time. Visit msmfriends.com to use this free service.
So on today's episode, we are going to talk all about our weekend, but we're going to kind of jump around, and today specifically, we are going to talk about the Lightning Lane multi-pass and single pass system and the Florida Fresh flavors from Disney Springs, just because that's leaving, and then because the Lightning Lane is new.
Yeah,
and then we'll get to the rest
for the next episode. We'll save the next episode because that'll be like an event and a tour, because we did H2O Glow Nights finally.
Yes.
And then we got to do Keys to the Kingdom at Magic Kingdom.
Yes.
So we'll talk about those next episode. All right, where we want to start first is just talk a little bit about Lightning Lane, the new Lightning Lane system. Don't want to go through all the details. If you go back on June 25th, the day that this was all announced, I did a bonus episode. You either go out to our website at MainSTMagic and click up on MSM News, give you a list of all the episodes, blogs, and stuff, or go out to iTunes, Spotify, wherever you listen, go back to June 25th for that bonus episode. That will lay out how it works. That'll lay out your pre-booking times, you're staying on property, not your 3 selections. It'll cover your tiers. Let's just start real quick with, I like this system more.
Okay.
It is very intuitive and easy to use once you get into My Disney Experience, as confusing as it sounds.
Okay.
If you have used FastPass Plus in the past, you're going to like this a lot and you're going to know how to use it.
Okay.
If you are a Genie Plus Pro, forget everything you knew about Genie Plus and just start over.
Oh, wow.
Honestly.
Oh, well, I hope then people
That's one of my,
really weren't pros out
one
there.
of my favorite Mitch Hedberg jokes is he said he was watching TV and an infomercial came on and said, forget everything you know about slip covers. He's like, so I did. But then they tried to sell me slip covers and I didn't know what they were.
Okay.
So that's the same thing. Just forget everything you know about Genie Plus. So what we wanted to use this time instead is Rhonda, who we know is our hardworking, bringing home the bacon part of this team. But I am the behind the scenes. I do the notes. I did that bonus episode while she was at work.
Yeah.
Rhonda has not had time to listen to it. So Rhonda knows as much about the Lightning Lane system and, you know, the multi-pass and single pass as most people probably that didn't do a lot of research, or as people that use FastPass Plus. And you didn't even... I always booked those. So
yeah, you did. So, I mean, I actually asked Jeremy off air, which he explained, and I get it, but the multi-pass, I thought it was like, oh, we get 3 and you can book like the 3 fast passes like previous. And then the single pass, you just get 1. And then once you use it, you get to use it again. You get to do another
one. Can you imagine that system if they had... Like it makes sense what you're saying.
It makes sense, right?
But imagine how much confusing and convoluted it would make their whole system.
Oh, probably.
Because you're still having to purchase. There's still 2 things.
Yeah,
so.
and I now get the multi-pass means you get our 3 fast passes, and the single pass is buying if you're going to Magic Kingdom, a Tron.
Yeah.
So, or a Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I get it.
I'll go over pricing because I didn't get to on that bonus episode because we didn't know it. But for example, next Saturday, August 3rd, I just went to look at pricing, and this was pretty on point for what we just paid this past Friday and every day this week. Magic Kingdom multi-pass will be $25.
Okay.
Single pass, which is that additional cost, an individual ride, for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train would be $11. Tron would be $20. Over at Epcot, multi-pass is $18. Cosmic Rewind as a single pass is $15. A reminder for Cosmic, Tron, and Tiana's, virtual queue has not changed. It is the same. It is a separate thing. It's a separate system.
So you could
keep doing
wake
your virtual
up,
queue.
get your virtual queue, and not have to pay.
Correct.
Or can you get a virtual queue
and you
and
could still
pay?
purchase, yeah. The same way.
So then you could
the same way you could with individual Lightning Lanes. So you could
Okay.
ride Cosmic twice in a day. You could ride Tron twice in a day.
Perfect.
You could ride Tiana's twice in a day, even though
Okay.
it does fall under multipass. Hollywood Studios multipass 22. Rise single pass also 22.
Dang.
Animal Kingdom 16. Flight of Passage 14. There is no park hopping option because whatever park you start at and you purchase and pre-book at is basically for all the parks. If you have a park hopper on your ticket or you're an annual pass holder. So you don't, it's not the way that Genie Plus was,
Right.
where you could either pick one individual park or you could pick all parks. It's always all parks. You just have to start at one with your initial 3.
Now, park hopping is anytime, correct?
Correct. Yes,
So
it is.
what happens if you buy Animal Kingdom because it's only $16 and you book a couple of multi-pass passes? Like, do you have to book all 3? Can you just can you book 2 at Animal Kingdom? Just pop in there, ride a couple of rides, and then head on over to Hollywood or Magic or Epcot.
Yes, I believe so. Yes. And that's actually a great question. I don't know the answer. Now, you book 3. As soon as you use one, you can book at any park. I actually don't know if you have to book and use 3. It's actually a really great question. We'll try and find out an answer to. If you have to book and use 3 before you can hop, is what you're saying. So I don't know that you could book only one at Animal Kingdom, go do it,
Right.
and then start booking at Magic Kingdom and head over there.
Right, because then you would think, oh, well, it's only $16 opposed to $25. And I mean, I know that we have to not just buy like me $16 and not you.
Yeah, it's for everybody in your
for
party.
everybody in your party. So that's you 16, that's me 16.
Well, you don't have to, but you would. You'd be paying that price for everybody in
Correct,
your
but I'm
party.
just saying, like, and then if the girls came, that's 16.
Yeah.
So I mean, 16 times 4,
Yep.
opposed to 25 times 4, which would be $100 extra.
Yes.
So
Why wouldn't you do that every time and start your day at Animal Kingdom is what you're saying, right? And spend less money.
yes,
Because you're at the mercy of what is available in inventory when you go to book that hopping park.
okay,
So if you think I'm going to save, if your goal is to save money, I'd find other places to do it.
okay.
if you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if
That's
your
what I
goal
was
is to
asking.
save money but ride the rides you want, this isn't the place to do it.
Okay.
So because what's going to happen is you book Animal Kingdom, you go $16. This is great. You know what? I got my 3 rides. We're going to go there. We're going to ride 3 rides. But as soon as I ride my first one, I can start booking at Magic. Awesome. 1, the ride you want could be all booked up by that time at Magic Kingdom for the day, so you don't even get it. 2, they're probably not going to be the times you want. Now, that plan might work if you know you're not heading to Magic Kingdom until late afternoon or the evening, right?
Mhm.
But if you're thinking you're going to show up at Animal Kingdom, clock in at 8 o'clock, do your 3 rides, and start getting ones at Magic for 11 o'clock so you can head over there, you're probably not.
Right.
You're going to go to get a Haunted Mansion, it's going to be 5:30. You're going to go to get Pirates, and it's going to be 8 p.m. So that's part of the reason you wouldn't look at doing it that way. Does
Okay.
that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, because if you did and you're like, well, let's keep that and we're going to head on over to Epcot because Food and Wine, we're going to eat some food and then go to Magic. Is that
and that's what you would
something-
want to plan in, sure.
Oh,
and that's where
But you couldn't be booking at Epcot because you've got the ones for Magic later, correct?
you could do both technically. Now, you can hold 3 at a time. Once you get there, once you're on that day and you scan into that first ride,
Right.
it's pretty much open season for your park hopping, where you want to book, how you want to book, and you can hold 3 at a time throughout the day. So it's going to go back to 7-day pre-booking advantage for on property is going to be a huge benefit again.
Okay.
Same way it was with Fast Pass Plus. That used to be 60 days, right?
Yes.
That's going to be a big advantage, and you're going to want to have a plan. You know, you're going to want to look at it. Tiana's is booking up the quickest under the multi-pass system, right?
Right.
So, for example, if you were going in a week, you're at your 7-day booking period to pre-book. You're staying on property. And the first day, you're doing Hollywood Studios. The second day, you're doing Epcot. And the third day, you're doing Magic Kingdom. And you want to make sure you do Tiana's. You don't want to rely on maybe getting a virtual queue. When you go to pre-book all your rides, because you can do it for your whole trip, I'd start with that third day at Magic Kingdom and get your Tiana's. Finish that day up, then go back and start on day one and book Hollywood and then maybe Epcot. And again, that would go for any ride that you know could go quicker. So you're going to want to start planning your days a little bit different. You're going to want to, a combination of rope dropping, lightning lane, multi-pass, lightning lane, single pass, and knowing when it's a good time to ride standby. You're going to be able to accomplish a lot.
Yeah.
It's going to cost you more, but it's going to be a lot easier to use than Genie Plus. It's going to be a lot less restrictive in many ways. There's no setting alarms for a 2-hour window. There's no afternoon stacking the way that you could with Genie Plus.
And it sounds like, too, with the rope dropping and stuff, you can ride some of your favorite rides a couple of times.
Yeah, so
if you rope drop, let's say you're at Hollywood Studios and you love Tower, and you rope drop and we go straight to Tower.
Yep.
And then you're like, oh, well, because we stand by, even though it's rope dropping, and then it really took you 10, 15, 13 minutes, as they say.
Right, yep.
Then you could book a multi-pass.
Yeah, for Tower
later,
later.
And then you can ride it again.
And then you can ride it twice in the day. Yeah. But you can only use a multi-pass once per ride. And that's how it's always been.
I mean, I figured
so nothing
that.
there has changed. But I will say overall, I think once Disney figures out things on their end, because they will re-release times during the day. Sometimes if a ride you thought was booked up for the day, and it was gone, when you keep refreshing, it might pop back up. They're going to keep putting some stuff in inventory. And again, Disney does a lot of this to move people around parks and put them where they want to. So you're still going to have to really plan. If you want to have the trip that you want.
Right.
If you just want to get there and be like, I don't care what we ride, I'm going to get it, and what's available, we'll do it. Cool. Let it determine your day. But if you want to determine your day using it, there's going to be a lot of pre-planning involved again. So, but
sounds
I like
a
the system.
challenge.
It is a challenge, but I really like it. I'm glad it's back. We will use it a lot more than we use Genie Plus. I like the fact that a week ahead of time, I can say, because a lot of times now we show up to a park, and depending on what wait times look like and crowds look like, it determines our day. Are we going to ride rides that day or not? Sometimes we just don't.
Right.
Well, let's just say we're going a week from now, and I'm like, you know what? We're going to Animal Kingdom, and I really want to ride Everest, and I really want to ride Navi River Journey, and I want to make sure we do Safari, then I can look and I can get this. And we can show up that day knowing that we've got what we want.
Okay.
All right. Ready to move on. There's going to be a lot more questions. I'm telling you, June 25th, we'll answer most of them. Not Main ST Magic on social, Main Street Magic Community on Facebook. Go and ask to join and ask questions there, because a lot of other people are using the system as well.
Yep.
And so a lot of first-person usage is very, very helpful.
Yeah.
Let's move on now. The rest of this is going to cover food.
Okay.
Because we love food, and we're going to get to Flavors of Florida going on right now at Disney Springs. But first, it was not crazy busy on Friday when we were there, when we hopped over to Animal Kingdom to do a couple rides under the multi-pass. And we went ahead and stopped into Nomad Lounge because we're getting ready to go on Dinosaur, and we were trying to decide what to eat based on our multi-pass times. We were like, well, I'd have to bump this one or whatever. I don't know if we can do a sit down. Maybe we'll do quick service, but we had to go to Dinosaur. And I looked up, and Nomad, I think wait list for walk up was it said under 30 minutes. So I went ahead and joined while we got in the queue for Dinosaur.
Yeah. And it was so quick. And we had the Lightning Lane. We ride the ride. On the ride, we were called back. And by the time we got there, they basically were like, sorry.
Yeah.
You
missed your time.
Missed your window. When I even texted on the way walking over there, we're coming.
Yeah.
but they were very accommodating, and they at first cited me another 15 to 20. And then we were trying to decide if we were going to go ahead and stay. And then she kind of was like, they just cleaned a table, so it's probably going to be more like 10.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right. So then we just stood over out of the way for about 10 minutes, and then we were called. So that was really good.
Yeah.
So that was surprising and quick, like
it was
the way it worked. But yeah, we got to sit down, and we were with Karen in Arizona, and that was great because it just reminded me of the kids so much. And
we all needed a break at that point.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, a Nomad Lounge is such a great break spot.
Yep.
If you can get in.
And we did sit outside, and we weren't dying.
No, it was nice. And they're going to open at 10:30. And if you can get that walk-up list as soon as possible, like if this is, again, on your list, go ahead and do that. You can get it pretty much once you go through the turnstiles. It is geo location, whatever they're using with the GPS. So you have to be within the park, basically, to join that walk-up list. But join it. And it's a good time to get a break during the day. So we got the hibiscus hennas, which is their non-alcoholic version of Gin's tattoo,
and it's so
which
good.
we love. It's it's hibiscus. It's a little bit of watermelon.
And
it's
some soda,
like club soda or soda water. Super delicious. And then we went ahead. I forgot that we'd had the pineapple glazed pork belly at Tiffin's. And this is, they share a kitchen. They share some items on their menus. So we did get the pineapple glazed pork belly for $15. And as much as I loved it at Tiffin's, I think this version that we got on Friday was even better than the one we had when we sat down.
Yeah, I mean, because I think it's really dependent on how the piece of pork belly is cooked and done, and that
specific piece of pork belly where it is coming off. You know, this was a much larger piece. I feel like it was thicker. It was so good. This is delicious.
Yeah,
I love it. And there's chicharrones.
Yeah, you love those.
Just sell a bag of those.
Yeah, right.
What did we get that is new to us, though?
Ooh, we did get the grilled chicken satay, grilled skewered chicken thighs, curry marinade, cilantro, pickled green papaya, and peanut sauce for $14. And these were 2 of them. And they were absolutely fantastic. I love a dark meat on chicken thighs like this. It was fantastic. All of the components together, the peanut sauce, the curry, I loved it, and I would get this again. And I would get a separate one so I could eat the 2.
It's only 2 skewers. So it's not a huge portion, but again, these are all small plates. I loved everything about it. And when you're reading when Rhonda's reading the description, everything's on it. So like the red onions, pickled red onions were on the skewer. It wasn't like, you would think of that maybe as like on the side, or you'd think of the peanut sauce on the side, like a big tub of it. It was all on it, crushed peanuts, cooked perfectly. I don't tend to like dark meat, and these I like it in like a sense like this. It's got the grill marks on it, the flavor of a grill. Outstanding. We just absolutely love Nomad Lounge.
Yes, we do.
All right, before we get into some flavors of Florida, and we'll talk about Keys to the Kingdom on the next episode. I did get a virtual queue that morning, and we rode Tiana's afterwards.
We did. We sat in the second row.
Yeah.
Barely got wet.
Yes.
Which was, I think, kind of nice.
Yeah, it was just enough to cool us down because it was so hot. Yes. But it was wonderful. Afterwards, before we headed back to the hotel, though, we stopped on in to Country Bears Musical Jamboree, which just opened about 10 days ago. And we finally got to sit down, see the new show. We got in there, I think, right as they were letting people into the waiting area, and we had about 15 minutes till showtime. We were one of the first group in there, and about within 10 minutes, it was full.
It was full.
I mean, and the show was full.
Yes, it was.
What do you think of the show? Like, let's chat about it, because again, this is the very controversial item for a lot of people. People were sad to see it go away and become, this IP based with Disney songs being sung by the Country Bears. Again, people hate change.
Well, I tell you what, I'm going to tell y'all like this. Prior to this one, so the old one, I just never enjoyed it. I would go in and I would almost take a nap, and just it's cool. It's to get out of the heat. It's like dark, and I'm like, I just can I take a 10-minute nap or however long the show is? This one, I was tired and I was like, oh, here we go. I'm going to take a nap. No, this was entertaining. I was like bebopping, singing along. I absolutely 1000% loved it and would love to see it again. Yeah. It is one that I would like. It's one that I felt like was like a one and done for me. Like I've seen it, whatever. And we were going to try to get to see the old one before it left.
Yeah.
We never did. I wasn't.
We'll see
sad.
it a last time. We've seen it plenty of times.
I wasn't sad about it.
Right.
But I never. It was to me like a one and done. Like I've been there, done that. And I don't want / need. This is something I'd be like, oh, let's go see that again. Yeah. That was super cute.
Yeah. I mean, I loved Country Bears Jamboree. My dad, who was an Allen Senior, and of course my brother's Allen Jr. was Big Al growing up. And we would always go, anytime we went to Disney, we would go there. Everybody called my dad Big Al. We laughed because it was from Country Bear Jamboree. He still has a poster in his garage of Big Al from, I don't know, in probably 80s, late 80s or something. And I've always enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. But it's one of those where somebody else goes, yeah, I don't like it. I go, okay, I get it. Like you just understand. You're like, yeah, I get it. It was very outdated. Most people who went in, when we would go, over the past several years or whatever, barely anybody's ever in there. It's the hardcore fans. Right? Yeah. And if you take somebody new there to the old show, they don't know the music. They're not familiar with these characters. So they're not excited to see like what they put in there now with the musical Jamboree and them doing the Disney songs and the way that they did it. This is exactly what it should be. Yeah. Every kid, it was like Legos. Every kid in there from age 0 to 99 was enjoying it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was
Every
really
person
neat.
knew the songs.
Yeah.
They didn't know the rendition because they've, made them kind of honky tonk and country and all.
I loved it.
They knew the songs.
Yeah.
And everyone in there was clapping. Everybody was laughing.
Yeah.
Everybody was tuned in. Mm-hmm. And the fact that when it was done, I was like, wow, that was really quick.
Yeah. I thought so too.
In the old show, it felt like a pretty lengthy show.
It did.
It's got the same humor. I loved it. I think it is
and I
absolutely
like country,
perfect.
So.
Yeah. And this made me like these versions of country. You've got everything from, we got Try Everything, Kiss the Girl, Whole New World, Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, Fixer Upper, Remember Me, You've Got a Friend in Me, Bare Necessities. Right?
Yeah.
You've got, I loved it. I thought it was perfect.
Yeah.
This is what the average park goer needs, and that's who's going.
Yeah.
So another one, if you love nostalgia, that's great. You can still go watch the old show on YouTube.
Yeah.
And it's still a wonderful, wonderful show. Mm-hmm. And I'd be fine if it was still there, but I think we have a better version that's going to attract more people now.
I agree.
To want to go see it,
yep.
Including kids.
Yeah.
No kid wanted to go see the old one. And once they saw it, they didn't want to go back.
Yeah.
They will now.
I'd be curious what our kids would say.
Oh, I can guarantee that's what they'd say.
No, I mean, like if they'd like
the new one?
Yeah.
I mean, in theory, they're not going to really like anything now, and in that
because of their
sense.
age.
Yeah. Now it's one thing to go, hey, come on, Cosmic Rewind or Tron, these new rides.
Well, yeah.
They're like, yeah, I love it. I want to do it again. I don't think we could get them excited about a show. Now they'd probably go see it and be like, oh yeah, that was neat.
Yeah.
But again, I don't think they're gonna. But they would know it.
Yeah.
If we took them into the old Country Bears right now, they'd be like, I don't connect with a single bit of this.
Right.
Taking them the new one, they at least go, I know this. This is familiar.
Right.
So, well done. I think. Well done.
I agree.
All right. Let's finish off with some flavors of Florida. This is happening at Disney Springs from now until August 11th. So you don't have too much longer.
Yeah.
At over 40 locations, you can get all kinds of tastes from the Sunshine State here in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to make a point to try a few of these items.
Yes.
So let's start with our dinner last night. We had a little Main Street Magic meetup there at Splitsville, right outside the area in the bar. We got a table, met up with some folks and had a wonderful evening.
Yep.
They've got a special flavors of Florida item. What is it? We got it?
They do. Yeah, they have the jalapeno shrimp poppers. This is Florida shrimp stuffed with jalapeno and cream cheese, crispy fried and served with a chili lime sauce. These were fantastic. There's were 8 of them.
that was
4
crazy.
each
Yeah.
for me and Jeremy.
Huge. And they were big with all the, I mean, it was big shrimp to start.
They were. And they were like butterflied
Mm-hmm.
and then kind of stuffed in the middle. The only like complaint, I guess I could say, is the jalapeno itself was very small, which I like spice and I like it a little more, but the jalapeno flavor was all there.
Yeah.
I just think I wish it would have been a little more jalapeno as well.
Yeah, I mean,
But
I could see
they
that.
were great. I would
They were
get these
outstanding,
again.
yeah. You got the taste of a jalapeno popper. You got the taste of the shrimp. They were perfectly fried and light. The only thing I wish it would have come with a dipping sauce, maybe like a jalapeno ranch. Instead, what they served it with, which I think might have been fish diarrhea. What was that?
It was a chili lime sauce.
I
ended up
don't
pouring
think
it
it
into
was.
the thing and ate some more of the salad. It also came on like a little like
A kind of a slaw or something. Yeah.
that I ended up pouring it on, and I was eating some.
You were eating? I was one of the grossest things I've ever
I didn't
tasted
think
in
it
my
was
entire
that
life.
bad.
It tasted like somebody like shot oyster sauce and it immediately hit the taste buds in the back of your throat is what it
I don't
was.
think there's taste buds in the back of your throat.
No, but you know what I mean. I know the taste buds are on your tongue, but you know sometimes you like it takes a bit, I feel like, and you get the hit later as you're like swallowing or something. It was awful. It was so gross. But
Well, I
the
will
poppers,
say the
but wouldn't that be good?
poppers-
Like maybe a jalapeno ranch to give you a little
Maybe.
more of the jalapeno flavor, but then cool it down some.
But I will say literally that they didn't need them. They were that good.
No, it did not need anything
So-
to dip it. These were awesome. 10 out of
Yeah.
10. Highly recommend if you can get there before August 11th.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. We went today specifically to knock out some of the items.
Ooh.
We did a Main Street Magic live show that we do on Thursdays when we're home. A couple of weeks ago, we went over the flavors of Florida and we talked about dishes that we wanted to try the most. So we each had an entree, and then I know this was kind of what you would consider an appetizer over the daily poutine that we started off with this morning.
We did.
What did we get over there?
We got the St. Augustine Daddle Barbecue Poutine. So this is crispy pork with daddle pepper sauce, complemented by beer cheese sauce made with Sunshine Stroll Orange Pilsner, Florida Hearts of Palm, and a
Coyote squash.
okay, that squash. This was absolutely fantastic.
Oh my goodness.
It
This is
was
our first time
great.
we've had daily poutine at all. Like
yeah,
we've never had just their classic Canadian poutine.
yeah.
And they've got like a Korean, they've got an Italian, they've got one with butter chicken. So we'll go back.
I
but
wouldn't
this
mind
one
going back. This was
whew.
this was really, really good. The flavors, the daddle pepper was a great heat, fantastic. I loved the whole thing. Like, in fact, because I knew we were gonna get the Cuban for me, jumping ahead a little bit, I was like, I gotta stop eating this daily poutine, and it was really, really good.
It's a hefty mound.
Yeah.
And I loved all the flavors.
Mhm.
And the pork belly there were small cubes, deep
Mhm.
fried, but they were super tender inside.
Yeah, it was.
And then what I liked is the coyote and hearts of palm
It almost
were
tasted,
shredded, and it was made as like a slaw.
it almost
on
tasted
top.
like a potato
Salad?
thank you.
No. Yeah, I thought it was more like a slaw, like your standard slaw.
When I first took a bite and everything, I thought it was potato salad, and then I was like, "Uh-oh, Jeremy's not gonna like
I
this."
love this.
But I'm glad when he read it and told me it was hearts of palm and then the squash, and I'm like, "Okay, I can
Yeah.
kind of see it." But it was great.
This was outstanding.
It was
Every
really
bite
good.
was good.
Yep.
Like I would have loved to have sat and ate the whole thing.
Yeah.
But we knew we were moving
Yep.
on. So next we'll go to Cilantro Urban Eatery Food Truck. They've got the Cuban sandwich. This is pork lechon, ham, Swiss cheese, sweet pickles, mustard on pressed Cuban bread, served with plantain chips and avocado dip.
Mm-hmm.
You just had this a little bit ago. What did we decide to do? Because we
were full. Jeremy,
and I'm still going to eat. We're going to get to my
Jeremy
eating part.
got
portion.
something, and I took a bite, and I just was full. So when we went up to the Cilantro Urban Eatery Food Truck, they not only had street corn, but they also had empanadas, and then the Cuban sandwich. And I was like, why don't we just get all three and bring them home?
Yeah.
So we did, and I did taste the Cuban, and it's very, very good. I'm excited to eat the rest of it.
Yeah,
warm it up. And,
everything you'd hoped for.
Yeah, it's
in a Cuban.
fantastic. It's fantastic. So yes, I would get this again for sure.
And we did eat the street corn partially on the way home.
Yep.
Which
it was really
delicious.
great. Yep.
I mean, it's covered. It's got mayo, cojita cheese, tahini. It's on the cob.
Yep.
But it's like when you're biting it, stuff's going to drop off. So Rhonda was holding it and eating it as my passenger above the food tray. But then I wanted some and I couldn't hold it. So I was wondering if somebody would drive past us and look in and be like, what on earth is going on in there? Because I got two hands on the wheel. I'm paying attention. But then Rhonda's holding a food tray under my chin while feeding me the corn. And it's hard to eat corn on a stick, like on the cob, when somebody else is controlling it.
I bet.
Because you don't know my speed of eatery or if I'm going to turn it. You eat your corn left to right in a row, then you turn it, and then you do another row, right? Like,
it depends.
My uncle eats it in columns.
See, I go around sometimes. I spin it sometimes.
Before moving right.
Sometimes. That's what I was trying to do.
That's so strange to me.
For this one.
That's so strange to me. All right, next, let's move on to City Works Eatery and Poorhouse. We went in, and this was perfect because even though this is a sit down, we just decided to go to the bar. Like I didn't want to get a reservation or go sit down and have regular server and then just get like one item. So we just decided to go sit at the bar. But because we were sitting at the bar, thought we'd partake in a mocktail.
Yeah.
And they've got a couple on their menu actually, 4 different ones on their menu.
They do, and they have this mindful mocha, which is basically a non-alcoholic martini, that espresso martini that I didn't want because at this point I was so full. But they did have a mellow mule, which is cucumber, honey syrup, mango syrup, lime juice, and ginger beer. That sounded more refreshing and not so, I guess, thick and filling. So that's what I got, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, yours was very good. Similar to the nifty Nojito, lime juice, mint leaf soda, simple syrup, and ginger beer. Both of these were really good, really refreshing. And like when you do a regular Moscow Mule or a mojito, sometimes that ginger beer can be really overwhelming.
Yeah.
And it wasn't in here. It was actually light. Like it was almost like a splash.
Yeah, it was
really
good.
I thought these were good.
I agree.
It was nice that they had those. They also had a strawberry soothe, strawberries, lime juice, lemon juice, simple syrup, and a splash of lemon lime soda. But what I was really here for was the pork belly burnt end tacos. This is smoked, which they smoke their own meats in-house, which I don't think I've realized. This is smoked pork belly burnt ends, orange blossom honey barbecue sauce, key lime coleslaw, ají amarillo sauce, green onions, and flour tortillas, coming with a side of chips. And that amarillo sauce is like a salsa for the chips. And start off, those were really good. They taste like house-made chips. They've got nice, thick, coarse salt on them, which are good. So I ate pretty much all of those. The tacos were fabulous. Like, as he told me ahead of time, our bartender, that he loves them. He said he eats them about every other day. He said, in fact, the reviews people have been coming for them. Like everybody's eating them, everybody's ordering them, everyone's loving them. The chef there at that City Works is taking the recipe to the headquarters in Chicago to see if he can get this item on all the menus. Yeah. So how cool would that be?
That's really
and it would
cool.
belong. And so he told me, he goes,
100%.
He's like, it's really good. Told me that story. He goes, we smoke our own meats in house. I was like, cool. As soon as you take a bite, you're like, yeah, they smoke their own
you can tell.
meat in house. Like the burnt ends were so perfect, so flavorful. This was not like a fusion, like flavors of Mexican, but flavors of barbecue and America. This was straight up a barbecue taco, and it was really good. The slaw and everything else, like, combated perfectly. Yeah, 3 of them, a good portion. I loved it. I would get it again and again. If it shows up on every menu at City Works, I would tell people to go get it.
Nice.
I loved it. And you had a bite of it.
I did. It was very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I, again, was pretty full. So I was like, all right.
That poutine was.
It really was. And then.
I probably didn't plan the best way. Like when I was thinking, hey, I was trying to think of what would be the easiest to try in the morning before we got out of there. And I was like, well, if we do poutine. And then as soon as we got that, I was like, that thing weighed like 2 pounds.
Yeah, it was a lot.
It is a hefty portion.
Well, and in the morning, I don't ever usually eat anything. But
What do we have for breakfast?
last night, Jeremy went to go get a snack. And when he brought his snack back that I wanted nothing of, he brought the Stitch cupcake that we saw at All Star Music.
Yeah, we're at music this weekend.
And I was like, oh my gosh, we have to get that. It's Stitch and it's super cute. It was really good. It's a vanilla cake with like a blue icing. But in the middle of the vanilla cake was some type of chocolate that I don't believe.
I think it was orange and chocolate. Even though Flavors of Florida is at Disney Springs,
it felt like it was kind of.
I thought it was an orange chocolate
something
mousse
like,
inside. I think they still might be doing some specialty stuff in the resorts.
But
it's just not a part of the official.
It was good.
We
liked it,
but I wouldn't eat it again.
No, because of the chocolate in the middle.
Yeah, I just didn't think.
I think if it was vanilla, it would have been just great.
Well, they've had ones in the past. One had a banana, pudding in it. I think that would have been good. One was blue raspberry. So they have a rotating Stitch cupcake, whatever in there. But yeah.
Anyways, that's what we ate for breakfast. So this is where I was just full. But we did also. And what is with Joffrey's at Disney Springs? If you are listening, Disney,
dude.
What the heck, man? They did not open Starbucks. Both Starbuckses that are there were. Both Joffrey's. Yeah, I don't know.
Starbucks is? Do you like that Hippopotamus for Christmas song, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, we got Starbucks because stupid Joffrey's didn't want our money.
Dude, the kiosk. Okay, the one kiosk that's right there by Wetzel Pretzels across
And
from the Starbucks. It said it on the window. It wasn't opening till 11.
Yeah. And then the store.
Yeah, like the Anchor store. It didn't have a time.
Sign,
but even if it opened at 10, that was too late.
Yeah.
I know it's Sunday, but so honestly, Starbucks got our business. And we wanted, we do Starbucks 2-3 times a week at home. It's across the street. We really wanted Joffrey's.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But anyways, after that,
Sir Joffrey,
we were walking around because we got to Springs early. It was like 9 something.
Parked in Orange Garage. Do you remember where we parked?
Oh yeah, your tattoo. So,
level 3, row 5. There were plenty of spaces still open for us.
Yep.
Never fails.
So we were like, let me say we were walking by Gideon's Bakehouse at 9:07, and there was literally already people in line.
Yeah.
Now, there weren't many, but there was still people in line.
Yeah, like 4.
So we were like, well, if we're waiting for things to open, why don't we go over there? And then Jeremy said that there is a key lime pie cake bar that I was like, oh, okay, well, let's go.
And
so we did.
Anytime we go to Disney Springs, now normally isn't first thing in the morning, but sometimes it's been early. We walk past Gideon's and we make a judgment call at that moment.
Yeah.
I don't know that we've ever said we're going to get Gideon's no matter what. You know what I mean? Like Gideon's chooses us. We don't choose
Correct.
Gideon's.
I feel like, yeah.
We will. And we will get it, right? If we go and the line isn't crazy, we will get it. Otherwise now, we will go to Summer House and get their cookies.
Yeah.
And we kind of
Or we'll go to Salt and Straw, or we'll go.
Oh my gosh, Salt and Straw again. We had last night, and it was the same that we've had before, flavor-wise.
I had the Snickerdoodle, cinnamon Snickerdoodle with the waffle cone, and that thing was fan-freaking-tastic.
I get that peanut butter ribbon caramel. Oh, my God. It is so good. So, but anyway, so Gideon's chooses us, and Gideon's chose us.
Well, because we were sitting there, and I was like, well, we've still got some time to wait. Let's go back over to Gideon's and see. And it was about 9:45, I think, or 9:40 when we got back over, unfortunately, to Gideon's. And the reason I say that is because, I mean, it's in the sun. And we had 20 minutes to wait.
With the amount of cookies they're selling, they ought to purchase some more umbrellas.
They only had 2 umbrellas.
They have 2. They need more. A woman passed out. No, we don't know if it was from heat.
Well, she didn't pass out. She just fell.
Oh, like tripped?
No.
And fell? I didn't catch it.
No, like she...
Oh, okay.
Like, I guess if you feel like you're going to faint or whatever.
But could have been heat related.
Yes.
Because they brought her a water and then they brought her a cookie.
They did.
I was like, dang. But that was awesome.
Yeah. And then I don't know if some lady behind us was a nurse or a doctor, but something said put it on your like take an ice pack and put it on your carotid
Yeah, because they
artery.
brought her ice.
Yeah, so I
was
don't know what
going
that
on.
means. Anyways, maybe a listener that's a doctor or a nurse can tell me. But anyways, she went over there and said some stuff, and she came back and said, yeah, she fell or whatever. But it was a long line, so we got in about 9:40 when they open at 10. But when we got in line, it was the very end, right by the Morimoto's entrance, but specifically the menu.
Yeah.
And by the time we got in line, and then probably 5-10 minutes later, I mean, it was wrapped almost to homecoming.
Yeah. Oh, I know. It filled in that
So
quickly.
I was like, oh my goodness. So it opened at 10, and I think we were inside at 10:25.
Yeah.
So 25 minutes. And it really wasn't that bad. You can sit along the wall as you move up, and that was good. But so we actually got the key lime pie cake bar, which is a soft key lime cake covered in cream cheese buttercream, key lime curd, and graham cracker crumble fully dipped, in premium chocolate. And Jeremy and I tried it on the way home, and it is so good. And the dipped chocolate, of course, is almost like crunchy kind of, because the all inside is, like it says, soft.
Yeah, very. Oh, it almost
But
felt like a mousse was in
well,
there,
and because it's
which
got
was
that,
surprising to me.
it's got that buttercream, and it's got some cream in it. So I was like, you could see it, and it was just, the flavors are fantastic. But I also did get the lemon poppy seed, which is, they had a lemon and then they had an orange pecan one. I did not want that one. It looked like there was like orange chewy gummies.
Yeah, it looked like
top.
dried orange or something.
That didn't sound great to me, so I was like, I'm going to go with the lemon poppy seed. I love the lemon poppy seed one. It is fantastic. I really like lemon. So, and then of course we just got the banana bread that they had, and the Jeremy's favorite peanut butter crunch.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that is our flavors of Florida. There were so many
There's
more.
a lot.
We were going to get some stuff from the ganachery and bring home. We were going to do this, that, and the other. And we were like, I'm like, we still have all this food from Cilantro Urban Eatery truck.
I know. We have to eat tonight.
Yeah, I'm like, let's just wait. And unfortunately, if we can get back, we're going to try to get back. But if not,
But I can tell you, they did this last year, and
really
stuff
good.
was wonderful. Like they really put a lot into this. It would be neat if it was more consumable, as in the sense of either they had kiosks the way they do festivals at Epcot, or
that'd be cool
if there was something like each restaurant had maybe a smaller portion for less, and you could kind of go on a journey of trying different ones. A lot of these are at table service restaurants.
Yeah.
So it would be hard to really, unless you're a local or you get to go, often like us. If you're there for a week, you're going to want to be like, what items do I want most? But what I can say is, from the items we had, it is of the highest quality. Yeah. And it is very, very good. So I love this every year. We might get down one more time before it's over. We're waiting to see. So next episode, though, we will talk about H2O Glow Nights at Typhoon Lagoon, which we finally got to.
Yay. Third time's a charm.
With wonderful weather, we'll say, because it was not raining. So for the most part. And then we did Keys to the Kingdom for the first time in 8 years.
Yay.
And we will talk all about that.
I can't wait to talk about that.
Very excited. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. And of course, both Rhonda and I would be so very thankful if you could please leave us a rating and review.
Because it helps our show grow.
That's all we've got. We'll see you real soon.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.